Maybe I have to move over for Johno when he comes.
Yeah, I'll move.
Not me. Still not awake. The coffee still has not kicked in.
Oh, you just got an espresso.
I got a single espresso.
Oh, I bought 5 kilos of coffee from Vietnam.
5 kilos? Wow.
Stock up. My sister is a huge coffee connoisseur, so we got 4.
I sent my parents a couple bags of coffee from Colombia. When I went to Colombia, and I was like, man, what a pain in the ass it was to get out of Medellin airport. It was like, they check you right when you check in, they check your bags, they check you right when you're going to when you're gonna go to the gate area.
Yeah.
Then when you get up to the gate, they check you.
Oh.
And then they might even check you right when you're getting on the plane. They check you like 3 or 4 times. What's happening, everybody? I'm sitting here with the one and only Lore from Hawaii. We're waiting on Johno. He's fashionably late. He wasn't 100% awake when he got the call. Well, neither am I. So Lori is getting ready to order, but here she is. Say hello, Lori. You're on.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Where's Beyond Trinity when you need him? All right. We'll let her order.
Chicken katsu.
I did bring the camera, actually.
Yeah. I
didn't bring it yesterday.
I didn't. I didn't bring mine today.
I like, one thing that I do like about it is it's not huge.
Yeah.
Now, if I add a battery pack on it, put a long lens on that bad boy.
Can you add a battery pack on it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it has a...
Yeah. Sky Trooper. Oh, Sky Trooper says, hello, Scott. Buy my woman a drink. Oh.
Hi.
There you go. There's your woman, Sky Trooper. You get another view of her. We're looking at you. Mr. Mitch says hello, Lori.
Hi, Mitch. Good morning.
She's a lot nicer than I am, unless you pissed her off.
Do you know what you're going to get?
The big breakfast.
The big breakfast.
What about you?
I'm starving.
So who all is out here? Anybody? I'm, FYI, I'm keeping Andy, what's happening? I'm keeping a close eye on what's going on in Hong Kong, and I'm actually...
Hi, Andy.
Yeah, there's going to be some videos going up. Probably the earliest will be Tuesday. I'm going to try to get it up on Tuesday. Some raw footage. And Larry says hello to me and you.
Oh, hi, Larry.
So, let's see. Yeah, I got some raw footage that I'll put up from Hong Kong. But maybe at the end of next week, I'm going to try to go back. I don't know if it's going to be possible or not. But I feel the need to keep the momentum going. And there's a lot going on over there, and I'd like to photograph it. So, yeah, there's a good chance, and you guys made it possible for me to go. So, I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for that. And also, if I hadn't gone, I don't know that I would have got on with an agency, and that helped. But now I need to, hopefully I'm selling some of those photos that I submitted. Yeah, and the thing is I'm looking around for other places too. So, like I said in the last stream, I believe, Indonesia seems to have died down a little bit, but you never know. That would be, Hong Kong and Indonesia would be...
Yes, thank you, Sky Trooper.
Oh, you're watching it now? She's watching it on her phone, the stream. Watching yourself.
I'm reading.
Indonesia and Hong Kong are probably the easiest places for me to get to and the most cost effective. But I'll be honest, I have been thinking about Egypt and also Iraq, and it depends on how my photos sell, which I won't know probably for another couple of weeks. Yeah, so that's what's going on with me. Lori is, she's just back from Vietnam. So how was your time in Vietnam? Tell us about your time this time versus the last time.
This time was different. I think last time I was there, I was with friends that were from there. And so it was kind of easy to get around and easy to interact with people. Mm-hmm. And Hanoi, I found it to be a little hard to shoot.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of, I didn't even have my camera on them, and they would be like, go away.
Really?
Yeah. So it was
I wonder why.
Not as friendly.
Because I didn't really, I liked Hanoi. Hanoi and Quy Nhon were my favorites of the two places I went to. And I didn't really have any problems. I didn't have any problems in Quy Nhon. But then I wasn't really photographing a lot of people. But
just
Hanoi was, once I found out that my, you know, my camera was screwed up, that changed everything, because I only went with one camera that time. I was like, you know what, I don't give a shit. I'm just bringing one little shitty camera and I'm gonna see what I can do. And I got some shots, but the camera, there was a problem with the camera. So anything you go to a place with one camera and then your camera goes bad, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You know, so you always got to bring a backup and then a second backup, and you know that all adds weight, and then it's hard, man. You know, I mean, you brought your lens, right? But you didn't bring the lens hood. But that big lens that you have, the 70
to 200.
200.
That one's heavy, and I barely use that.
It's heavy. And yeah, for most of the stuff you're doing, I don't think you really need it.
The 24 to 70 was good.
Yeah, that's a great length. Let me see something here. Thank you, Sky Trooper, for Lori's drink. Scott, your live stream coverage of Hong Kong was epic. Well, thank you. Coon Scott, you showed some balls. Hey, HK, keep up the great work as usual, I must say. Well, thank you very much. You know what I find and have found, even with my kids, is that they were like surprised that like I had balls. And I was like, don't you remember some of the things that I've done? I told them. I'm like, do you really think that I'm gonna just talk a bunch of smack
and
that
breakfast,
you know, it's.
and then I'll have the
Let me let her order.
Caesar salad. Yeah, with the egg. And then I'll have I'm hungry.
Obviously, she's ordering like 4 things off the menu.
No, I ordered yours.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
The big breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay. แล้วก็มีอะไรอ่ะมีขนมปังแล้วมีก็มีเลือกได้ไหม
เลือกได้ค่ะ เป็นไข่ มีโพสเอทแล้วก็ฟักแมน
No, I don't want a poached egg. Scrambled.
จะชมเด็ก
Scrambled. Okay. Anyway, you know, I mean, to me, it's not about balls. I was there for a reason. It's not. Believe me, you think I'm not scared? I was scared shitless half the time. But you know, you just you buck up and you do what you got to do. You know. But my kids were like, I can't believe you were doing that. And I'm like, why can't you believe it? You just go in and you put one foot in front of the other. You walk and you go into it. You know. And there are people there. There are young, you know, 16, 18-year-old girls that are running into the mix, whether they're press or not. So, I mean, you know. I guess it would be, I'd be lying if I say there were times when I was like, oh shit. Oops. Yeah. How many things are you ordering?
I only ordered a salad, but I don't know what I'm hungry for. I'll have the
Can't make her
chicken
mind up.
katsu.
There you go.
Kapkunka.
All right.
ไลท์ชิคเก้นคัตสึอันไหน
Yes.
All right. She didn't speak English as well as the other girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what'd you get? A salad and a breakfast?
A salad and a chicken katsu.
Chicken katsu?
I was hungry for something spicy curry Japanese.
Anyway. Larry says he enjoyed your Vietnam photos on Instagram.
Oh, thanks, Larry. I still have quite a few that I haven't even touched yet. So
Yeah.
because I got
Isn't
sick.
that the problem?
Would you like some set big breakfast
Oh, don't have katsu.
big breakfast
Big breakfast for me. ครับ แล้วก็
รับเครื่องดื่มเป็นอะไรดีคะ
ก็มีอะไรอ่ะ
มีเครื่องดื่มกาแฟร้อนด้วยไหมคะ
ก็เอสเปรสโซ่อีกหนึ่งได้ไหม
ได้ค่ะ
Okay, come. She's like, you get a drink with your big breakfast.
with your
I was
big
like, all right, well,
breakfast.
give me another.
Oh, nice.
Give me another espresso. Isn't that the problem? It is that you go out and shoot, and then it takes so much time to edit. That like, you get. For me, I'm backed up. I mean, I'm backed up on videos. I'm backed up on photos. I've got so many photos that need to be edited, and so many videos that need to be edited. And I'm like, I don't think I'll ever get through all of them. I mean, isn't that what?
Yeah.
Doesn't that happen to you?
So it takes a lot of time.
I mean, I got through the Hong Kong ones because, you know, they're being sold, hopefully, and you know you have to do it. But now I'm on to Klang Tui and
Yeah.
to Bangladesh,
Yeah.
and you know I've got a couple thousand photos, so I think that's the trick is to. I think the trick is, especially with videos, is that's why they do dailies on movies.
Yeah.
You know, they do the shoot, and then they're up late, and they're looking at the dailies, and they're trying to figure it out, and they're putting together what they think is the best portion of what they shot. And that way they remember everything. They have everything already edited, or at least they did a rough cut on it. You know, and the same thing with photos. Like I go through, you know, what I did was I had 4,000 photos from Hong Kong, and plus all the videos, plus all the iPhone photos. So I just went through and just immediately clicked 1 star on everything, and then go back and look at the ones that are completely like complete dog shit. Like they were, you know, I didn't have the setting right or something. It was like way. You can't even see what it is or something, or I accidentally shot and it was blurred or whatever. Boom, delete those.
Yeah.
Gennaro, what's happening? Gennaro says hello to.
Hi, Gennaro.
You know, and then it's just the process of going through them. But
We're doing fabulous.
well,
We'll do better after we eat.
I'll do better. Like I'm still decompressing. I'm still. I shouldn't have left. That's how I feel. Because I could have stayed a little bit longer. You know. But you know, I may go back because you know once you're there and you see it, like if you went there and you started doing it, you would start going, I have to be here. I have to do this, you know. He's running late, I guess. I don't know. He said he was coming. He's fashionably late, you know. We were supposed to meet yesterday. Should I?
Yeah, I don't care.
We were supposed to meet yesterday. Chris, Johno, myself, and Lori. We were all going to meet yesterday at 10:30. I didn't know if we were going to stream, but we were going to meet. And then Lori said, I have to go to the doctor. It's the only time I can see him. The doctor, you ask? What's wrong, Lori? Are you okay? Well, Lori's okay. She wants to take a few years off of her aging process. So she went in and had some Botoxing and filling. I don't know, what is the whole procedure? Because see, I look at it a little bit differently than you. I look at it like, you're gonna get fucking old. You might as well just let it happen and deal with it.
No, that's actually what I was getting before. But this time I got like, it's called a thread lift.
A thread lift.
Yeah.
Okay, and you were telling me about that before.
Yeah.
So they basically, basically got a facelift.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But it's not like a regular facelift.
It's not invasive. No, they don't cut anything.
Wow.
So.
No wonder you look like you're 25.
Thanks. I'm in a little bit of pain right now, but
They didn't give you any medicine?
I have Tylenol. They gave me
They give you Tylenol.
Well,
That's all they're going to give you here.
Stronger Tylenol, but
Yeah, it's.
I forgot to bring it. I had it with me.
They don't usually give you narcotics.
Vicodin
no.
yeah.
There's no Vicodin. They won't give you Vicodin here.
Oh.
They'll give you maybe some Tylenol 3s, maybe 4s if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Or they'll give you some like Temgesic or Tramadol or some shit like that, or Celebrex. They give you garbage.
I think it's Tramadol.
Yeah, that shit, I hate that shit.
What is that?
It's it's a pain. It's supposed to be a painkiller, a pain reliever, non-narcotic
Yeah.
pain reliever.
It helps though.
It helps you. Yeah, I don't like the way. For me, it gets me like the shakes.
Jittery.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I'm like, how dare you give me something other than great narcotics? Get me something at least I get high from. If I'm going to be in pain, I want to be high. Get me fucked up. Give me some morphine and some fentanyl like they did before. That was the bomb. Well, that was good.
It's my Instagram name.
Oh yeah, sorry. What is your Instagram name? I think I know what it is, but I don't want to get it wrong. Was it underscore?
No.
The Lori underscore?
No, I
Oh, it's
changed
just one
it.
word? Oh, you did? Oh, God.
It is.
God.
Is it on me?
No?
Is it on me?
Is what on? No, it's on me.
Oh, okay.
You want me to put it on you?
No, no, no.
Here we go. It's on you now. There it is right there. Street portrait photography, photojournalism. Be respectful when photographing. Thank you. Pick up some more. You'll pick up some more Instagram followers now.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I got some in for YouTube and also Twitter and
Oh, yes.
what is that? Oh, that's a salad. Wait.
Yeah.
That's not. That looks good.
Oh, their salad is delicious.
We have to show this.
Yeah.
Look at that. Pretty awesome. Is that what is that? An egg?
Egg and anchovies.
Anchovies. So I know that you're not thinking about kissing somebody when you've got the anchovies.
No.
You got anchovy breath.
Nobody to kiss.
Where's Beyond Trinity when you need him? He'll kiss you whether you got anchovy breath or not. Maybe
you.
Sky Trooper, but
Can I get chili pepper?
what do you need?
Tabasco.
Oh, you knew it. Yeah, it does look delicious, doesn't it? Looks very good.
Oh, they don't have the what happened to the breads? They had.
I don't know. They've changed a few things. Larry asked you if you're still lifting weights.
No, I'm chubby now. Does it come with bread? Toast? Like a.
ไม่มีขนมปังเหรอก็เขาแยกก็ถามว่า
Oh, is it just this now?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. They had
apparently they changed the menu and they changed a few things that are on the
Oh.
menu to make them a little bit differently.
the toast that they have is they make it themselves and it's oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I like this place. Oh, I mean, you know, Gennaro, I was saying I want to go back, and I want to go back. I want to see, and even the editor said to me, take a breather and see how things pan out in Hong Kong. But I'm like, I want to go back, or I want to go to Egypt, or I want to go to Iraq. I want to go somewhere, Indonesia. I want to go somewhere, and I want to keep the momentum of my photography going. I don't want to get into a rut. I don't want to be shooting the same thing. And yeah, after Hong Kong, it's definitely anticlimactic. And then I still feel for the people there because I've got a lot of people that I hooked up with, you know, through various social media and yeah, I mean, listen, if you told me I could get on a plane and go to Iraq right now, I'd be there. I'd go in a second. And even yesterday when I met with Chris and Johno, get right here. Thank you. Yeah, here's the bread you're looking at. Look at that. That looks good. All right, hang on. Hopefully I can
That's
do
very
this
good.
without messing up the wires. Big
Yeah.
breakfast.
This is what it looks like.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can see?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that looks good. Awesome. Get that fly away from there, though. Fly was not wanted. Oh yeah, Chris was asking me. So, you know, why do you feel the need to go back or continue? My mother said to me, so now it's done, you went, you accomplished it, you got in with the agency, you know, good job. And I was like, it's over for me temporarily, it's not over for the people in Hong Kong, and it's not necessarily over for me either, because I want to go back. And she's like, well, and same with Chris, well, why do you want to do that? You don't need to do that. And I'm like, no, but you don't understand. It's for me, because I don't necessarily only want to be somebody who YouTubes. That's a nice way of putting it. I've done a lot of things in my life.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
Jesus
you.
Christ, Lori.
I know I'm starving.
They want to know is Gennaro wants to know was Vietnam a satisfying trip for you?
You know, I got sick. I caught the flu or whatever it was. So I was down for a few days, but I loved Hanoi. Sapa was pretty, but it was
Boring.
it was boring. So I left the day early, and it was a bit commercialized as far as like a lot of the Hmong people. It seems like they're very motivated by money and a lot of begging, and it was an interesting culture, but I think that whole area is completely getting developed with a lot of homestays being built. So I think they've gotten a taste of having a lot of money and
there he is.
trying to make the most of it. Hi! Nice to meet you!
Oh, you suave, debonair. So let me
Here,
let
sit
you
down.
get in here. Or
Here,
you
you
sit
can
next
sit
door.
here. Wait, let me wipe. I'm a little
I
sweaty.
wanted it over easy.
So Johno is here, the one and only comedian
nice
Johno.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm sorry we didn't.
He was a little busy yesterday.
You're okay.
Yeah, I'm live right now.
Okay.
You're on the air, but pal.
The our cleaning, lobby cleaning ladies.
Oh.
Oh, you're so handsome man.
Going to
You
church.
handsome man, you.
I'm going to church. I'm going to church, my dear.
You should have told her that.
Perpetual indulgence. So, how you guys doing?
Good.
We're good.
Good. So this weather probably doesn't affect you like it
Oh
affects
no,
you
it is very hot.
guys.
Soy dog cowboy, what's happening?
Oh, this is yours.
Yeah.
Is this yours? Okay.
My overpriced knockoff. So I didn't expect to eat, but you guys made me hungry.
Yes, you need to eat.
How's the
Order
audio?
something.
I know Loria's mic'd up.
How long are you here?
I'm here till
The playoffs.
I
What
leave-
playoffs are those?
Thursday. I leave on Thursday.
That gives you enough time. How many trips have you made over? Sorry, guys.
This is like my
A little personal
Yeah. Well,
conversation.
you want me to sit
I know I want to go to Iraq. Anybody wants to help
It's my
sponsor
fourth
me
time.
there,
Oh,
you can have some of my photos.
like you.
I like it here.
Be my guest.
I like
I'll be there.
photographing, especially.
Except I think they
Get lost in the chaos.
Yeah.
the internet was knocked off.
How's
The government
retirement
took the
going?
internet
Are
off
you-
the air. or
How's
something.
retirement?
Well, it's been a big adjustment coming from retirement and then moving here a month later. I never really felt retired there because the last month was great.
It's been a little one thing after another. Yeah.
Sorry, guys, about having
Johno's he's been a party animal.
another night out.
Did you last night? Oh yeah.
I just don't want to go down there ever again.
Where?
I met a couple from Orange County, a young couple, and I thought they were a couple, but they're not. They're just good friends, which I knew in the beginning. And she wanted to go down to Soy Cowboy, and I was like,
Soy cowboy.
I went,
No, because you got a good story coming up here.
no.
Yes, you do.
Don't be shy. You tell your
know
jokes.
I
You
am.
tell your stupid jokes. You can.
No, I gave that up. I'm working on other projects right now.
Yeah,
like,
Billy wants to know if he missed any new jokes.
you have to come over. You have to see the live show.
Are they
Sorry.
still they're still tired old jokes?
No, they're not. They're
Oh,
new
please,
jokes told to people that don't have good memories. That's all. They find them funny. So I'm not a big fan of go-go bars, beer bars, and things like that. I just don't like it. And so she wanted to go down there, and she wanted to go to a ladyboy bar. I'm like, nah.
Really?
Yeah. I
You
was
just want
like,
to see him.
yeah. And I said, I'll leave you guys here. It's fine. She goes, no, we'll just go in. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so.
Was she interested in?
Having a little fun?
Yeah.
No, just the
Because
curiosity,
some
I
girls
guess.
are into lady movies.
Well, they're
Some guys are
curiosity.
into it.
Yeah.
Not me, but I'll tell you what, I did get a couple of messages when I was in Hong Kong that were saying, hurry up and get back to Bangkok. You got a bunch of lady boys waiting for you. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
You know,
Fucking
here's
people.
here's the thing. It's the third gender here. They completely accept it. For me to reject it means that maybe this isn't the place for me. But-
No, that doesn't mean it.
No.
I don't think that's what it means at all. And I'll be honest.
Go
I
ahead.
have, the only interest that I have is the passing curiosity of like, what, dude, like, why did you get your thing clipped off? Or
That's a tough go
why
right
did you
there.
want to have a pair of tits with a dick?
Yeah.
I mean, but, I'm not interested, like, I don't see it and go, oh, wow, I got to get me some of that.
They're really pretty though.
I mean,
They are.
Yeah.
They're beautiful
Extremely.
creatures, and if you,
some of them
Some
look
of 'em.
like football players.
some of them look like I was like, hun, you should have spent just a little more time in that bathroom this morning.
Listen,
Oh, I
There's
think
one
if
at a
they start
7-Eleven.
I think if they start their hormone treatment
They started
sooner,
first. Yeah.
then they wouldn't have developed such a masculine. Some of them are a little more masculine.
You know
than
what?
if they started later.
there's one that works at a 7-Eleven near my house, and I feel sorry for it because
Why?
it's not attractive. It's unattractive, to put it mildly. And here it is. It's an unattractive probably not a very good-looking man, and now it's a
No, not
very
good
not a
look.
good-looking
Fe-
woman.
I think you're
female
down.
image.
I think it's down.
No,
No?
no, not down. It's you.
Mine
And
is down.
you're right, though. There's one at
and
my
I
7.
feel bad for her because listen, I believe that she probably was born feeling like, hey, the guy was probably born feeling like, hey, I'm probably a woman. Yes, you're right. Don't feel sorry for them. That's what they want.
True.
However, I wouldn't want to go through life. I mean, like, look at me. Look at this. Now, imagine I couldn't
you
help
decided,
myself
yeah.
and I wanted to be a woman. And
That'd
I'm
be a
running around
disaster.
going,
Yeah.
That would be a disaster. You would.
Yeah.
well, thank you. So you're saying I wouldn't be a good looking
Well,
woman?
No.
first you
That's
need to
my
shave.
point.
He needs
Not
to shave.
even-
That would be like the first step
Not
before you
even
start the
somebody
hormone
you-
treatment.
The only reason I don't shave is because I'm lazy.
We're gonna fix that.
Yeah, I put the razor together today and started trying to use it, and for some reason, I couldn't. I don't know if I had the blade upside down or
No,
something.
we'll work on that. You didn't try to shave your beard with it, did
No,
you?
right here.
Oh, okay.
It's right here. I ended up
we'll
using a
work on
little
that.
cheap, little.
You have nice skin.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Thank
because
you.
he uses the oil and he takes the
I
time
do
to
facials.
shave
You
properly.
what?
I get facials and
You
whatnot.
do?
Hell
Yeah, you have very nice
Thanks.
skin.
Thanks, Mom. You know, I
Mom always
routinely
tell you.
pass for 63.
You shaved? Really? Billy shaved and got a basic training haircut.
Really? Oh, really?
He's gonna let it grow out until he gets to Bangkok.
Is this camera
Manscaped.
always on me?
Wait up. No,
Okay, good.
it's on me now.
Okay, good.
I have to say
I'm not
that.
in love with selfies.
I hate selfies.
Wait a minute.
There's 4 I've taken in my life. They all
The
got
manscaping-
swipe left.
The manscaping underwear has been a godsend. I mean, I went out one day.
Talking about. That is all he was talking about.
Oh,
I went out. Listen, I went out
you're the
one
lone
day,
female
and
in
I
the
wore
group.
my shorts. You guys, you're talking over the,
Oh, sorry.
people like hearing 8 people talk plus the music. That's why it's a Howard Stern kind of thing. What the fuck are you doing over there?
Oh, can I get something here?
Yeah, actually,
please?
what it is I'm forgetting what I'm saying because you guys are talking. I'm trying to listen to you, and then I can't remember what the hell I'm trying to say. I went out one day, and I was wearing they're swim trunks, they're board shorts.
Latte?
And
Cup and
I went
cup.
out and I thought, I'm not going to be out that long. I don't know, Gennaro. You're going to have to find that out yourself. I went out, I'm walking around, and then guess what happens? Things start cracking again. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going back to the room. I guess I'll just wear these. And by the end of, after a couple of hours, the next thing you know, after a few hours, I was starting to get the chafing going on. And it was painful. And then my feet hurt, my knees hurt from all the walking I've been doing. And then to top it off, I had chafing. So, when I finally got back to the room, I'm thinking, man, when are you going to learn? Don't wear these if you're walking for more than like 20 minutes. So I thought to myself, well, we're going to see how the Manscaped product holds up.
The ball
And
rejuvenator?
I'll tell you what, every night that I wore those, I washed them in the sink. And they were dry in like, an hour or two. And so the next morning, I put them on, and I was like, because I was still, raw. And after a couple of hours, those
Can
things,
you imagine?
after a couple of hours, those things were working their magic. There was no pain. I don't know. They're called Manscaped underwear, Manscaped product. That's the name of the brand, Manscaped.
Who bought it for you?
Beyond Trinity.
Oh,
He sent me the care package. You care because you took care, and with the ball deodorant and the ball reviver
Yeah, the reviver.
with the manscaping underwear. The only thing I didn't bring was the body lotion, the body wash. It's too big to bring.
Next
The bottle was
topic,
too big.
bum gun. Is that going to be the no?
Portable bum gun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring a
With a
portable
pump.
bum gun to Iraq. Look at me, sir. What are you bringing through here? These are manscaping products and a portable bum gun.
It's to keep this area fresh.
I can only imagine that.
I thought that Chuck's video with you was just hilarious.
Well, wait till you see the one about manscaping.
Chuck.
I made another one after the one I sent to you.
Oh, that was funny.
I revised it a little bit and made another one about manscaping products. Iraq is kicking off right now. A little bit expensive to go there.
So we have a nice cool day at 83 degrees, and not, it is kind of cool.
Yeah, right now it's nice and cool in Bangkok. Cooler than usual. It's always hot, but this is nice.
Yeah, last night was so nice. It was the first time I could walk and not feel like I was a sprinkler head. I'm fine, thank you.
It's really kicking off right now, Billy. The protests. Right, did you say Iraq? Yes, I did. At this point, I'll go anywhere. I made my mind up. Hong Kong, back to Hong Kong,
You got that press pass,
Indonesia,
Irvine.
Iraq, or Syria, or Egypt. Well, I don't physically have it at this point, but they're putting it together. Hopefully I'll have it soon. I don't know how they're going to get to me, but they're working on it.
I just ordered, yeah.
But, you know, it's a step in the right direction, and, you know, like...
You know, it starts with a plan, you know?
I don't mind doing stuff like shooting punctually or whatever.
Sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I want a little more... I don't know. I want a little more. I guess that's the only way I know how to put
Sure.
it. You know?
you know, I'm not bored with Bangkok at all yet. It's still, every day it's something new. I learn a little something. And my original plan was just to stay here for 2 months and then go to Vietnam or go to somewhere else to try. I don't really want to now.
Not yet.
I just don't. I'm still learning this area, and just to be teased with, not teased, but go to Vietnam when I don't have any intentions of moving there. It's not a vacation for me in a sense. This is a permanent vacation for me. So, you know, my two friends decided to put off their trip. So we were going to go to Vietnam, my two good friends, and together, and that would have been nice, but I'm not going over there alone. I just don't want to learn everything
Well,
over.
when you get the feeling that you want to go,
Yeah.
you'll go.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
exactly.
And you know, this is still a very new place for you.
Absolutely.
And you know, you're getting in the groove of it and everything. And
Sure.
you know, I mean, when I first went to Cambodia, I was like, man, this place is awesome. It's so different. And now I'm like, man, it's like walking down the street back home. It's the same thing. I'm not worried about things. I'm not, you know, like, oh God. Even in Hong Kong, at first, I was like, what the hell how the hell do I get here? By the time I left, I was like, I had my octopus card. I was like, I felt like, you know, hey, I'm getting the hang of it here.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing here. One of the things for the first, up till now, almost everywhere I went was someplace I'd never been before. Now I'm walking, I can count the steps to the BTS, and now I'm worried about not wanting to go down and do something different, go to a different area, because I've become
You just sit
familiar.
at the bar and drink.
You sit in the bar and drink and pick up tourists to take to the Soy Cowboy for a night. So,
Well, now you're the guy who lives here and you're expected to show people around.
yeah, and
And, you know, people have asked me, you know, before to take them around, take them to all, you know, hey, find me a girl. And now I'm like, man, I don't want to do that shit. I ain't got time for that shit anymore.
I'm so there right now. When I said, what are you going to want to do tomorrow night? And after I met this couple, they came up and introduced themselves. asked for my autograph. I don't know why.
They asked you for your autograph?
Well, they saw me on a live stream.
Oh, really?
No, I'm kidding you. I'm totally joking. That's how my humor. I get an eye roll from Scott. Oh my God!
Jesus
Somebody's
Christ.
laughing in the crowd over here. So anyway, when they said they wanted to go down there, I was like, I don't want to be a spoiled sport and say, oh, I don't do that sort of thing. I said, yeah, let's go. So after shopping, and I didn't shop, but in Terminal 21, you know how it could be. She got lost in those side shops, walking out with bags. And I'm just there, okay, I hope you don't like anything else here.
Kind of boring for you, huh?
It is.
Kevlar bodysuit. I don't know, Carl. I don't know about that. I mean, I've been looking around for some gear,
You should have done that, all of that stuff.
and I haven't seen anything like that.
Not while you were
I
with
know.
you.
I do have a
I'll tell you more about that later.
a stab-proof, bulletproof vest. But that's not the full suit. And fucking Kevlar, the Kevlar stuff is expensive.
It's really exciting. Hot.
Yeah. But if it saves your ass, then you know.
Yeah. It's like, what's a life preserver worth right here versus a sinking boat?
Good salt. They have good salt.
You got salt?
I put a little salt on it.
Oh.
On the eggs, it's really good. Two things. Somebody wrote me last night. They want to interview me. They're a reporter from some, like small town paper in like North Carolina. Alibaba sells Kevlar umbrellas. So. But anyway, they want to interview me. So they said, oh, are you willing to talk to me? Yeah, sure, I'll talk to you. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. I'll probably hear back from them in the next couple of hours. And the other thing, Soy Dog Cowboy, I told you, I know you know who he is. I met
What did you order?
Michael Yon, or Yon, however you want to say it. I met him. We just bumped into each other. He was a nice guy. It was very helpful. A little different than I expected, but we could talk about that more later. I just knew because I heard his voice and I knew, some guy said Lori is really beautiful with makeup on and her style, her hair that style.
Oh, yeah?
People can hear you. Don't you have your...
Put it down.
Come on, man.
Oh, sorry. Here.
No, put it on.
I don't want it.
Just put it right there on the table. Jesus Christ. You guys are like...
I forgot we're in production. It's a close set. Sorry. Go ahead.
Lori, you had a compliment from somebody.
Oh,
You said you look very beautiful with your makeup and your hair that way.
Oh, thank you.
Nothing about me. I get it.
I'll tell you, I heard I was very handsome in Hong Kong several times. I'm shitting you not.
I don't get
It was...
anymore.
Oh, you're so handsome. And I was like, really? Yeah, really. I like your beard. I heard that a couple times. I was like, holy shit, man. You're joking. You joking me? I was like, you joking me? Me, handsome man?
I didn't hear that for 10 years.
Well... Anybody got any freaking flyer miles that I can use to go to Iraq? I'll be there. And yes, I'm scared shitless, and yes, I know it's dangerous, but yes, I will go. I'll go anywhere at this point because YouTube is not exactly, I expect a certain amount of growth and they're just having their own little private conversation here. I think they've become quick friends, fast friends.
I'm a friendly guy.
Yeah, no shit.
I can't go out anywhere without being sworn.
Yes.
Well, if I go, which, you know, I'll admit it's a long shot. For me, it would be, how many times you got to say that, David? I already told her. He's telling me again. Oh, she's very, the same exact thing. She's very beautiful. Now I'm starting to think, is he like a troll? Or does he just want to get this, you know, major response from you? Oh my God, thank you for telling me how beautiful I am. Johno, that looks really good.
It does. So I'm looking for the English muffin, and I guess that's not a
I thought you had
Don't worry, the bird will come out soon.
I thought you had a Benedict.
That's what
Oh, it's
I
beautiful.
think it's one of those a little earlier.
I don't
but,
think.
It's beautiful. Look at that.
yeah, they're trying to help me up with these things
I don't think
here.
that's your dish.
Really?
That's not an eggs Benedict.
I didn't think so.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Dig in. That's nothing like an eggs Benedict.
It's getting eaten.
Are you gonna eat it?
Well,
That's not
if
what
you don't,
you
if it's
wanted.
not what you wanted, don't eat it.
No,
Are you one of those guys who is too shy to like send the food back?
he
worked in
ordered
the
an
kitchen.
eggs Benedict.
Okay, so what the hell is that?
I don't know.
Eggs Benedict?
Eggs Benedict?
No, go 5 poached egg.
Fine.
A what? What is it?
I pointed at the wrong thing.
Are you okay?
I'm very okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault.
We don't know whose fault it
We don't
is.
care.
Doesn't matter.
It's all right. It's
Johno,
actually
so
pretty good.
sweet. Oh.
Oh. Hey, I worked in the kitchen. I know when food came back. Like, all right, who sent that?
Yeah.
You're like thinking, are they going to spit in my food? What is the stuff around it?
Looks like quinoa.
This is delicious.
Huh?
My favorite.
Looks like quinoa. Huh?
It looks like Egg Charles, not like Eggs Benedict.
Oh, it's
Egg Chucky.
You are so cute.
Ooh.
Lori is really. Oh, Jesus Christ. You able to eat all that? You able to wolf it all down?
Yeah.
Surprised.
Have you eaten
I ate.
recently, or like I didn't eat yesterday really?
Nah, I ate yesterday. I ate. But tomorrow I got to go back to my regular, you know. It's really difficult when you're when you're meeting with people, or where you're like, even in Hong Kong was like I meet with my friend, and you know, it'd be like, okay, try this and try that, and I'm like, what am I going to say? Oh, I don't really want to have any rice, or those noodles look great, but I'm not going to eat them.
Right.
You know, so, but when I'm alone and when I'm like, you know, doing whatever I do, streaming, editing videos or photos or whatever it is, normally day to day, and I'm usually alone, it's very easy for me just to go, all right, I'm eating meat, I'm not eating any of this other stuff, I'm not, and I like noodles. I like broad noodles, I like pad thai, I like all kinds of good, you know, but, you know, it was a little, that Hong Kong thing, me running around and everything was a little hard on me. And, but you know, like I feel like pretty strong. I feel like, yeah, you know, I could do it. What is this? Looks like coffee company by, yes, exactly. That's exactly where we are.
I do. I was starving. I barely ate yesterday.
She had a busy night last night. That's
I
all.
know.
That's on a coming stream, I guess, somewhere else.
She,
Adrian Saigon. I've heard enough.
what moments made the highlight reel from Hong Kong for you? Honestly, it was I would say one of the, let me do this here. Probably the one thing that stands out in my mind the most, for me, just for me, not talking about everything else that's going on, like the kid getting shot, which I wasn't there. I did see a couple people getting beat up, but what really made it was there was a time when I was talking to a girl that worked at the receptionist, and let them finish their conversation.
That's really good.
They're like a bunch of little kids over here. They're like, like it's like, what is it? Barney and not Barney. What's Bam Bam and Pebbles yapping away over here. But the girl she worked for the hotel, and I saw her walking around. She was photographing their properties with a little I think with her phone. If you don't want to give it to me, I'll eat it. I'll eat the chicken. And we started talking, and she started looking at some of the photos I took, and she almost started crying. She said, I don't know how to feel about this because I don't know what I can do. And she's like, you know, I feel like I'm hopeless. And she was one of no rice for me. And she was like,
You gotta have it.
what am I going to do? What can I do? What are my people going to do? You know, and then there was another girl who was like, hey, you know, we're in Hong Kong, we have manners and we are polite and blah, blah. Okay, you know, that's whatever. But she said, I'm not from China. I'm from Hong Kong, and I'm a Hong Konger, and I'll die a Hong Konger. And, you know, for them to think that they can take away my YouTube and my Instagram and my freedoms like that, she's like, what the fuck, you know? When I think of it like that, okay, you know, they're getting shot at with the canisters. They're not shooting at me, you know. And being involved in that, yeah, that was, you know, that gets your heart racing.
Yeah.
But when the one girl almost started crying, and she was just like, she's a little, like, she probably weighed about 85 pounds, a little thin, like you think she's like a little librarian type, kind of nerdy, very nice, you know, very polite, you know, the kind probably would never hurt a fly, you know what I mean? And she's looking at these photos, just almost, she's like holding back the tears. And I'm thinking to myself, man, this is fucked up. This place is fucked up. And then I see, you know, oh, you can't wear a mask. Well, why do you need a mask? Why are you firing tear gas at us? You know.
People were protesting about that, though, right? Saying they're
they're still doing it.
Yeah.
Now they are starting to get violent and starting to break up stuff, and that's where, when they cross that line, what do you expect the police to do?
Absolutely.
There's not a whole lot. Yeah, this got a little bit of spice to it. This is
Yeah.
all right.
But you gotta check it. This,
All right.
It's quinoa rice. It's very good. That was excellent.
So yeah, I mean,
That was very good.
probably almost shitting myself when I got that big whiff of tear gas. That was a good one. They can't help themselves. They're like a bunch of little kids, especially Johno. He's over there having a great time.
Sit here like,
No, I know. I'm just giving you, I'm just razzing you.
all right. I mean, Lori came all the way over to Hawaii to meet me here.
Is that what it was?
Absolutely.
No,
She came over to meet you.
look, you don't know everything.
I have to ask you, Lori. No, I have to ask you. What is the main reason that you come here?
To Bangkok?
Yeah.
Photography?
Nah, it's not just photography.
No. But that's one of the things. I like photographing here.
Right.
And I think because I have I have friends like you, Andrew,
Right.
and it's someplace that I'm familiar with.
But isn't it also because like you like getting massages
Oh yeah.
and getting your hair done or your fingernails done and your face done and your, you know.
I don't get my hair done or my fingernails done, but I do get massage and I do get youthful,
She gets worked on.
youth-inspiring services. How's that?
Extremely expensive in the States. They
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
everything.
But also too, it's the caliber of the doctors that you have here is amazing.
Yeah, they are pretty good
Yeah,
most of the time. Depends
Yeah.
on where you're at.
yeah. Well, and you know,
But
you
for
would-
what you're doing,
a couple of my friends
They're
who
very
are,
good.
Flight attendants who live in Hawaii fly here to that doctor to
Really?
get stuff done.
So they're the ones who told you about them?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Well, that's what happened with my hip. Some people told me about him, and I was like, all right, I'll go check him out. Then I met him, and I was like, man, this dude is cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how much is it for that initial visit? 300 baht. I was like,
It's amazing. I mean, the price is, although
That's good.
it's not cheap, but it's significantly cheaper than especially
Yeah.
getting it done in Hawaii.
I like
Yeah.
the curry. It's
know,
spicier than. I went to one place in Malbankabi, and I told them make it spicy. I want it as spicy as you can make it.
Yeah.
Like there's like 5 chilies. I got it back. I started eating, and I just go, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, "This is like baby spice." I'm like, "There's no." I was like, "This is like
That one's good, yeah.
nothing. This is a little bit spicier."
It's
than-
that's S&B brand curry, and they have the extra spicy. That one, it's
I don't know about all that.
It's Japanese curry. It's very good.
Just throw the food on a plate for me, and if it tastes good, then I'll know it.
I want to get some. When we go to the Klongtui market tomorrow, I want to buy some. You know how they have the Thai curry paste all in that mound,
Yeah.
and I want to take some back.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Why not? They got it there. And by now, some of the people at the market know me.
Oh,
Remember my face. They don't know me. They remember my face.
Yeah.
The guy who's always taking photos, and like there's one particular girl in there that I take photos of her all the time. And so I started showing her photos that I've taken. They always like that. Alvin, what's happening, man?
Hey, Alvin.
Hi, Alvin.
Alvin, we're here with Ms. Lori and Mr. Johno, the comedian. He's the Joker. My kids told me the movie The Joker was fantastic. They said it was a 10 out of 10. Nicholas said 10 out of 10,
Wow.
which is very good for him. That's like, to get that rating, it must be good. And I'm like, I'm going to have to go see it. He's like, well, maybe I'll go see it with you again.
Yeah, I didn't know you smoked.
I only do it on when I eat.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what?
I have to go show her. I have a tour in 3 minutes. Lori, I'm giving her the friends and family.
The smoking tour?
Yes.
Just don't vape.
We're going to take a 5-minute break, folks. We'll be right back.
They smoke. I thought you stopped.
Oh, what made you think that I stopped?
I don't know.
I should.
You're damn right you should.
I should.
Make sure you don't show your bits.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to know about that as well. These kids. I told them not to smoke. They can't help themselves. So anyway, I'm gonna try to put up some raw footage the next day or two. Maybe put some photos in it. And finish up my Bangladesh stuff. The poor guy, I told him I was going to put the haircutting video up, which it's not a big deal. I'm sure he just wants to see himself, his place there. But yeah, I'll do that. And figure out if I'm going to go back to Hong Kong. It would be nice to go back. I want to go back. But I want to see what happens over there, because when they initiated the ban on masks, it was a given that they were going to protest about it. But now it's kind of like, are they just going to continue to wear the mask and just get arrested or not arrested, or what's going to happen? Like I said, it's interesting, and I want to see how it pans out. But if it starts getting if it gets worse or if it just continues like this, then I feel I need to go back. Taking a trip to Egypt or Iraq is, first, it's expensive. Second, it's very dangerous. I don't know, but the risk reward is worth it. And third, there's the World Series is going to happen. Yeah, I don't like smoking. Never have. I'll make sure to tell Johno when he gets back in. Well, if I go and I have credentials, then I'm allowed to wear it. But why is it that they feel the need to? Well, it is a mask for tear gas. That's, they're not wearing those masks because they want to wear masks. They're wearing those masks. You got little old women, little old ladies, and little old men that are running around, town there, or not running, but they're hobbling around town. And they've got masks on. You got young kids walking around with masks on there. And it's because they're worried that somebody is going to, somebody's going to get into a fray with the police, and the police are going to shoot off tear gas, and then, no. They do. Some of the people wear the, the anonymous guy mask or whatever. I don't know what the guy's. I forget the guy's name. Oh man. So that's interesting. But Indonesia seems to have died down, Indonesia, though, people going nuts because of the premarital sex law. That's pretty crazy. There's some crazy shit going on in the world, V for Vendetta. Listen, there were times when those cops, and I wasn't going live all the time, but there were times when those cops were like, "Get the fuck back. I told you to move. They were telling people that. And it's like, one guy was like, "Why do I have to move? I'm just standing here. I'm not bothering anybody." And the guy said, "You move or else. This is your last warning." The guy moved. So, I don't know what else to say. Hugely anticlimactic to come back here and everybody, and even during the day there, people are sitting there, they're going shopping and they're looking, at whatever it is they want to buy. There's people standing out there trying to get you to come into the little makeup store and stuff like that. And then once it hits about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, that's where, I can get some help in the way of information from the agency that represents me, and then also through people that I know that have been there. I met a guy there in Hong Kong who he shot in many places, and one of which was Iraq. Another place was in Mosul. And, you know, that information is key. And once I came back, I found a couple of things on Hong Kong, ways to get information, and I was like, shit, I wish I would have known when I was there. It would have helped me immensely. These two, they honestly, it's like they met each other and they're like brother and sister, and they're just yapping away, or like they're two brothers. It's hilarious. Believe me, when they come back, I'm gonna joke with them. Oh, did you guys go out and have a quickie? I mean, but I think you know what it is that Lori likes to talk, and Johno really likes to talk. So, yeah, put them together and forget about it. No, I don't think so. He doesn't live all that close by. She's kind of close by as well. Although I think she's a little farther away than he is, but yes, they're getting to know each other. Now people on the stream, a lot of people know each other. Fidelity, I'll yell at Johno for you. No, she's definitely not. She's a friend though. To be honest, I don't even care about women. I don't give a shit about them. You know, no offense to women, but you know, like, what do I have to care about them for? I'm married. I got kids. I got a family. You know, I don't. You know, I mean, it doesn't mean I can't look and go, wow, she's, you know, gorgeous, or she's got great tits, or whatever it is. It doesn't mean I can't think that. But I got a full plate. I don't have time to be thinking about that kind of shit. To me, it's about achieving my goals. I don't want to be sidetracked by anything that's going to derail me, or, you know. Plus, it's a lot more than that, but boy, that is one long smoke break. I love the smell of tear gas in the morning. I can still smell it on my clothes. I still got clothes that I haven't, you know, like I'm still like returning. I've got my suitcase and it's got a bunch of clothes in it. Some of them are dirty. Some of my equipment, and you know, I'm taking it out, reorganizing it, trying to figure out, okay, if I go back, what do I need? You know, what do I need that I didn't bring? Like, I didn't bring my long lens, and I could have used it. I didn't bring my wide lens. I could have used it. you know, there were quite a few things I could have used. And there were quite a few things I could have done without. So. Marlboro 1000s? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. They're just yapping. I guarantee you they're yapping. Johno can talk. He likes to talk. Here they are. Watch. They both got this glowing look on their face. Did you guys like go out there for like a little look? Johno's sweating.
Not sweating.
You guys go out there for a little quickie or what? People were like, "Boy, that was one long cigarette break." That's what they were saying.
Well, we did the live stream out there.
Oh, did you?
It's pretty dead.
How many cigarettes did you smoke?
Two.
She smoked 2. See, I knew it. Alvin said you're smoking a Marlboro 1000.
They don't have the balloons here.
1,000. No, they don't.
You that hot?
It's hot outside.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you got all dressed up for the stream and for Lori. I know it's for Lori, not me.
It's church day.
Yeah. It's the Sabbath. It's a day of Sabbath.
I go to the Church of the Perpetual Indulgence. What can I say?
Wow, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. A 3 shower a day here.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, Johnny's Johnny.
It's all right.
Lori's got wet wipes for Johno. She's prepared. I'm all right. I don't need one. I'm clean. I'm dry as a whistle.
So wipe your hands after
I'm
you
dry
eat.
as a bone. Dry as a whistle.
Are you wearing
Your ball deodorant?
Actually, no, I'm not right now.
Not today? Oh,
No,
boy.
because I was in a bit of a hurry, and actually I had the ball deodorant and all the other stuff in a plastic bag, a Glad. What do you call those things? The little sealed. What do you call those things? You know, the little things that you push the seal together and then they seal.
Ziploc?
Ziploc.
Thank you.
I had it in a Ziploc, and then I had that inside of another Ziploc, so that if anything leaked, like I had mouthwash in there and stuff like that, that it wouldn't, it wouldn't leak all over the place. So some of the ball cream came out, just a little bit. And I was like, oh, well, this was yesterday. I took it out, and I was like, oh, well, I'll just use some of it.
Like that and you
Yeah, exactly.
Cut a corner in the bag.
I was like, hey,
Just wipe it and smear.
time to use the ball cream. So I was fresh,
Funny. I hope to get better where I only have like a couple spots under my titties.
Oh yeah,
I
I hate that. Put some powder on them. Put the
Yes, it
prickly
is
heat
for
powder.
kilograms.
Yeah, Koh Chang is nice. I like both Koh Changs, but Koh Chang is a nice place. Very nice to visit. I don't know if I could live there because I might get the island fever, but I think I
can see that.
get bored just about anywhere I am, which is why I kind of feel the need to go places and do things all the time, Well, I may be going to Koh Chang in the near future to a particular hotel that, I may go. I'm not going to name the name of it right now, but yeah, they've asked me if I wanted to go, so, and shoot from there.
Oh,
It's an exchange, you know what I mean?
oh.
You go, you show the place, you do a blog, you do a vlog, you do whatever, put the word out a little bit, and then you get to stay there. Yeah. So I'm waiting to hear back, and hopefully that'll happen pretty soon. But to be honest, Well, that's nice. I'd rather go back to Hong Kong.
You like it?
I'd rather go back. Yeah, I like it. I like the pain. I like the fact that I'm documenting something that's important. I don't agree with everything that those protesters are doing, or their logic, but I don't know what, I'm not living there and I don't know what their options are. And I know that legally there are some things that have been done that, like the UN is looking into, and, the human rights organizations are looking into. That's why I say I don't, and even the Hong Kongers, you'll ask the Hong Kongers, what do you think about what just happened? And they'll go, I don't really know all the facts. They're willing to do that instead of just jumping on a side and saying, oh yeah, So yeah, that's the other reason. And then, I kind of like that type of photography better than just about anything. Well, it's very physical, and it's interesting. You meet a lot of people. And what I was saying, and I said it the other day, there was 4 or 5 people that I talked to, and I said, what do you think about all this? What do you think, the end game is, the result is going to be? And every single one of them said either hopeless or we have no hope. And the only way that they have hope is for somebody from the outside to jump in. And then I see, I don't know if it's true, Trump not wanting to say anything about Hong Kong because of China, and which to me is like, what the, but, and then the other thing is, if you look in most newspapers, I've looked around on all different newspapers, there isn't, maybe there's one thing about Hong Kong, and that's it. Everything else is about Trump, and about Trump, and about Trump, and the Democrats, and the Republicans, and that. Very, very little is about Hong Kong. And I'm like, wow.
Suppression of the press.
What's going to happen is that, China's just going to keep forcing itself on countries and people. Right. And before you know it, you're going to be, it's like what the Hong Kongers were telling me was, it's like the frog in the water. It's the frog in the pot on the stove. The frog goes in, it's cool water, he doesn't know anything, and before you know it, starts getting a little hotter, and then it's boiling, and it's too late. And that's kind of where, I was like...
Yeah, you do need to, as an outsider, you have to, I guess, be careful what you say.
Yeah, of course.
You're not protected by anybody there.
No. And I just read that an American guy, it was a little vague. It said American journalist shot. And this is like an hour ago. In front of Citibank. Which I went to that Citibank because I thought maybe I could get some money out from the ATM.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, you see, the Longhorns just said, it shouldn't surprise you about the news because it's always, the Democrats trying to get rid of Trump. They hate him. They're looking for anything. If he takes a shit and it's not the right color brown, they want to impeach him. And but the thing is in the rest of the world, they're concerned with their own things as well. So this shit's happening, and it's kind of like just slowly, it's coming to a slow boil. And the Hong Kongers are like, what the fuck? What are we going to do? That's why they're going off. Because where are they getting the help from? Nobody's helping them.
It's funny because Frank Zappa actually sat with President Nixon to discuss things that Frank Zappa wanted to discuss. He finds out that Nixon was actually a rap fan.
Oh, really?
And Zappa was just like, well, I didn't hear you correctly. And he said, no, because after the war, folk songs that were war protest songs ceased. And the only voice that we have on the street, so to speak, is And he's the black man saying that, you know, and he said that we need that in our society. We need someone to just have a checkpoint, maybe however small.
Well, yeah, and and you know, I saw all kinds of slogans around, and I photographed some of them. After a while, it got to be a bit much, but I saw all kinds of slogans that were taken from the like the Declaration of Independence, from the Bill of Rights, from you know, like power to the people.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute, that was like 50 years ago. Power to the people.
Where's
you know.
Dewey?
You know. Yeah. Well, listen, I got that one picture where the guy's got his hand up like this.
You know.
And then there was like, give me liberty or give me death, you know. They just, all these slogans. And, you know, the big China Nazi thing, no China Nazi, because they're comparing the Chinese government to the Nazis. You know, I mean, just everywhere.
Yeah.
We are Hong Kong, we are not China. I mean, it's just... And I just, you know, I know it's a stereotype, but when the girl told me, she's like, I'm Chinese, but I'm not China. I don't shit on the streets.
Yeah.
I don't shit and piss on the streets. We're not animals. We use toilets here, and we have manners, you know. And I was like, oh my God. But that's how, you know. And she's like, we try not to be rude. They make it a habit to be rude. And what was so funny is that I got into the in line to go to check in at the airport, and there was some Chinese guy, and it was in immigration into Thailand. There's a Chinese guy speaking Mandarin to the immigration agent, the Thai, and the Thai's like going, I don't speak Chinese, you have to speak English, or you know, you have to do what I tell you. And the guy started getting pissed off. He was yelling at her. And finally somebody came up and spoke a few words of Chinese, and then the guy gave him, you know, got his paperwork or whatever taken care of, and then he left. And I'm like, oh, you fucking, you know, it's like if you go into a country and you expect them to speak your language and to say, hey, fuck you, you're in my country, you know, either you speak. Yeah, well, you know, that, but it's not that they, I don't think that, you know, they set out in life and just go, I want to be a prick. I think it's that the way that the Chinese government has brainwashed them over the years that they don't know anything else, you know.
Well, when I moved to San Francisco in '78, I worked with, I was lucky enough to be in a department with second and third generation San Franciscans. And that's not a rarity there, but you know, it's a city of a lot of transient people. So it was about the fact of putting Chinese wording or language on the ballot. And they were like, no, if you can't speak English, you shouldn't be able to vote. And I go, I'm just sitting there, I go, didn't they build these railroads here? When my grandparents came over, they learned English, but it was out of a necessity to get by, and they didn't want to look Italian.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. If you immigrate into the United States, then I believe there should be some kind of a basic level of language skills that you need to learn. English is the number one language worldwide.
I agree.
And if you go to like Norway or one of those countries, they make it it's a part of your immigrating into the country you must learn the language. And I still remember, I told this story to this Chinese American guy who lives in Beijing, and he didn't want to tell his mother that he was in Hong Kong because she's an old Chinese, you know, like she's not old, but older Chinese woman who grew up in China, and he didn't want to tell her that he was in Hong Kong because he knew she would be scared shitless for him and would be yelling at him to get back to the U.S. But he works in Beijing, and he goes, I wanted to see what was going on here. And he made some good points about like how the reason that China doesn't allow some of the social media apps is because they want to keep the money in China. You know, like they don't want this app and that app because they want the Chinese version to be used because then the money stays in the country, which you understand that a lot of countries do that. A lot of people do that.
You know what I don't get is like a lot of these immigrants that come to, especially well, Hawaii and I'm sure all the other states as well, is they don't, they qualify for food stamps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
exactly. How
Yeah.
do they?
Okay, that goes back to my point. Well, it jogged my memory. So this Chinese guy, this Chinese American guy, he's a nice guy, and we had a nice conversation. You can tell he's very intelligent. And I said to him, I remember going back to Florida after being in Thailand for a while. I hadn't been back for a while, and I went back, and my mother and I went to Publix. We went to the deli, where the butcher was, and we said. And so some lady walks up, and my mother said, "Oh, I like this and I like that." And they go, "Oh, sorry, no habla inglés." And then I said to my mother, I didn't say what the fuck, but I was like, I was gonna. And I said, what's the problem? I'm like, she gets hired here at Publix. This is America, and she don't even speak English. I'm like, what the fuck? And my mother was like, shh.
Is Publix kind of like a high-end grocery store?
Yeah.
Sort of like a Whole Foods?
Yeah. I don't know if it's
more
Whole
East
Foods,
Coast,
but
right?
yeah.
It's,
Anyway, so she's like, shh, shh, shh. Don't you know? Like, it's Spanish and English here. It's not just English. And I was like, yeah, well, that's fucked up.
Yeah. So I need to learn Spanish to order a steak from this guy.
Right.
Case in point.
And nothing against them. I don't mind
I
speaking
understand.
Spanish, but damn, at least, I don't know. I mean, are we so free that we want to let anybody in and just start, we're going to have to learn how to speak German if I want to go to this neighborhood. I'm going to have to learn how to speak French in this neighborhood. No. The language of the country is English.
Yeah.
I understand if you have immigrants in some places you speak a little bit differently, but make it a requirement for them to learn a language. And then boom, then you're creating jobs, and then it makes it harder for them to get in because they got to have money to be able to qualify, to be able to get the language. Think about it. Here, if you want to get a visa to study Thai here, they test you now.
Yeah, they do.
Because too many people were skirting the system.
Yeah, turn it into a 2-year vacation.
Right.
For instance, we went to hail a taxi to go to the night train market last night, night before last.
yeah.
And, I told them, I said, listen, we could take the train and then we'll hopefully maybe get a taxi straight out from Paso. And they said, no, we'll just take a taxi. We'll pay. Like, pull one over, and I try to show them the night train market, and I'm showing them the map. And after about 10 seconds, he just went like this. I'm not and I wasn't offended.
Right.
Hey, you don't know where you're going, pal. I'm not going to sit here and screw around with you and try to figure out where to take you. And they said, what happened? I said, hey, I can't communicate with them. That's one of the reasons I want to. Someone said, why do you want to learn Thai? I said, simply so I can get what I want.
Yeah.
When I go into a place, I want to be able to.
But see,
order
here
extra-
again, though, now you
get
can make the
extra.
case. You could make the case that Thailand is one of, if not the largest places for tourists
Well,
in the world.
here.
And so, if the taxi drivers and the Thai government really wanted to be tourist friendly, they would make it a requirement that people knew how to say. They knew in English a lot of the places, and they had to study. Now that's a hell of a lot of work for some older people, because some of them are, like you got some 70-year-old man. He's like, fuck this, I don't want to have to.
Exactly.
But they should make the younger generation start to do that, just because this is a tourist place. If you want to get tourists, and you don't want tourists going to some place and they go, I couldn't tell them I wanted a tuna fish sandwich, or I didn't want fish, I wanted chicken. I couldn't tell them because I didn't know how to speak the language. And you're imagine being in Phuket in a nice hotel. Now they speak English there.
Yeah.
Because they know. But like with the taxi drivers, it's a little more hit or miss. Maybe if you got into a Grab, it would be easier, because a lot of the Grab people there, they seem to be a little more, they're a little more dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and I understood it. I wasn't
Right.
upset.
Well, it doesn't pay for you to get pissed off. I mean,
Well, I just said, hey, man, I don't blame you. I wouldn't even spend half as much time trying to talk to a Russian in San Francisco when he's asking me where the best coffee is.
right.
You know, I don't have time for that. It's just, you know, whenever French would ask me.
Don't worry, Johno. Mama-san speak English.
No, they do.
That is
They do.
funny.
And that
Well,
is- it is
they speak their broken, you know,
Right.
like.
Yeah.
You want lady?
Yeah.
She do everything for you, make you very happy.
The mom's son fell in love with me last night. She was just about a year younger, and she wasn't
Year younger.
88.
She was
She was
just.
just like
Johno was like, "You
she
go
was
with me?"
87.
Yeah.
He's like, "Mama, you go with
She
me?"
was looking at me, and
Barfine.
you know, I'm taking a gaze at the girls like, all right, okay, so I've seen enough. You know, let's go.
You don't gotta be shy, Johno.
I
You see,
wasn't
you
shy.
still got this mentality
Western.
that you have to explain yourself, or you need to,
True.
you know, you should feel guilty about certain things. Man, fuck
I
that.
know. I'm getting a little more Scott-like.
I mean, seriously.
I agree.
Here's the
I
thing:
agree.
you got Thai men that, you know, a lot of the Thai men, they cheat on their wives. They go to like these places. You know, they're like, you know, soapies or,
Yeah.
you know, flat out whorehouses or karaoke's. They do it, and you know, that's not saying that it's right. It's good to do. I'm not advocating that.
Yeah.
But then you got, and then people bitch and moan about, you know, listen, fucking whoremongers, monger wars, all this kind of bullshit. Wait a minute, it's the Thais who started it. They're the ones who got it. It's not. You don't have a bunch of, you know, American businessmen running the show and running all the whorehouses in Thailand.
Right.
It's the Thais, and the Thais remain the majority of men who go to women of the night. And so, you know, if people are going to bitch about it, then bitch about them. Don't bitch about the people who come here as tourists and they're like, hey, I need a little something to keep me warm tonight. You know, it's and you. So you shouldn't feel guilty about it, or you shouldn't feel like even going to like a place like Soy Cowboy is something that you should be like, oh, I'm so embarrassed to be here.
I don't feel that
Now-
way. It's just,
You're 78 or something like that.
yeah, 77. But,
77.
So if you're walking around with some little 19-year-old and she's like wearing a Hello, she's wearing a little Hello Kitty, she's wearing a Hello Kitty backpack and Tweety Bird shoes, and you're walking along with her, holding her hand, and she's looking at you with love eyes. Okay, I might be a little embarrassed then. I'd be like, Johno, you two walk way up in the front. I'm gonna walk behind you. But, you know.
well, I was riding with about 10 years ago, I was riding. And I was riding around with a 25-year-old Thai guy, and he was proud to be showing me Bangkok.
Uh-huh. This was a while.
Family member, and he went by a establishment, and he said, you know what that is? I said, it looks like a small hotel, and he said, no, it's a brothel. And you see the curtains underneath.
Right. That's so they can drive in.
Drive in and cover up the thing, and I'm like,
They don't
this
see
is
the license
not
plate.
Something that happens in America. So
No.
you
No,
know,
but
you put on a
But this is
mustache
not
and
America.
beard and
So
go down.
what you ain't got to justify anything because it's not America.
It isn't.
It's not your place. This is how they do things here. And the sooner you remember that, and then the sooner you just go, I don't give a fuck if anybody likes it or not. I'll drive my car in there anytime I want, and I'll cover up that license plate.
The
because,
first time I saw
you know.
that was up in northern Thailand, between like Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, but the shades that they had looked like circus tent, like it was bright pink with navy blue stripes and.
No, that's not why I'm here, Gennaro. What I always say is the women may bring you here, but they will not keep you here because any man with half a brain knows you're not going to live for some chick. I don't care how hot she is. If she's hot, listen, what do you think? You think in Hong Kong there weren't any really super hot Chinese chicks there, Hong Kongers there? Of course there were. But, you know, like,
He's saying,
okay.
no, not you.
Yeah, I understand, but whether it's me or Johno, it doesn't really matter. Although I'm married, so that's a little bit of a difference. But like, I saw some of these girls, and I thought to myself, "Oh, she's fucking gorgeous." But you know what? She's probably making some guy fucking miserable.
Show me a
Which,
gorgeous.
you know, I want that. You know, let me go buy that Gucci handbag, and you know, they've got all their designer this and designer that, fucking diamond earrings, and it's like, fuck, I wonder how much that bitch fucking costs. You know what I mean? Like, and so the guy's probably working his ass off just to keep her happy. And it's like, you know, okay, is that what you want? Then go for it.
You show me a gorgeous woman, I'll show you a guy that's dying to get away from her.
Exactly. It's true.
It is.
It's true. Well, look at Billy. With Billy, everybody says this. Christy Brinkley
Yeah.
and Billy Joel. I mean, look at. He's just a little dude, you know, smart dude and everything.
Yeah.
You know, good musician. And he's got Christy Brinkley, who, you know, yeah, she was hot in her day. She's still probably pretty hot. But you know, you think he didn't get tired of her every once in a while, going, God, I've already banged her like 3,000 times. I mean, how many different ways can I bang her? You know, this time was good. Yesterday was all right. You know, the day before was really good or whatever. But you know, like, you know, that's how men think.
Yeah.
Not me, of course, because you know I'm different.
I am too.
I'm different.
I'm here for the temples and architecture.
Is that what you're here for?
At my church.
You got to bring religion into the mix, don't you?
No.
The church of what?
Perpetual indulgence.
Well, this has been an interesting conversation today.
It always is.
It always is.
As long as we don't go too
Anytime you get Lori and Johno in one room with me,
with two mics.
we're gonna have a little fun. I actually have 4, but I can't. I don't think I can connect all 4. I don't.
Technical difficulty.
No, I can hear it over here on her phone. On her phone. I don't think I can hook up all 4 to my phone.
We should do a man on the street interview.
I don't want to do this shit, Johno. You know that. You know what I want to do?
Yeah, I know what you want to do.
I mean, you know, I like going into it. Like Bangladesh was great. I felt like that was something that, you know, I have an aptitude for, and I feel good about it. Makes me happy doing it. You know, we'll see if some of those shots will pay off or whatever, but you know, that's not the. That's the afterthought, and hopefully that's the thing that allows me to keep going. You know, it's not the. I mean, you know, like Lori, you don't think to yourself, I'm going to take this photo and I hope I make a shitload of money from it. You never think that way, right? You think, I hope this turns out really good. And then if you were to make money from it, it's just like, fuck yeah, man, what a bonus. It's icing on the cake, you know. But when you do like stuff like in Hong Kong or photojournalism where you're trying to tell some kind of a story, then if you are selling this stuff, then obviously you hope you sell it. You know, it's not just something that you sit on, you know, because then the story never gets told, you know. Anyway, what were we saying here? Scott is aroused by Molotov cocktails and tear gas.
That's as close as he gets to drinking his Molotov cocktail.
I don't know that. Yeah, maybe next time I'll bring some tequila for. You know, I met a couple of American guys, American photographers, photojournalists, and one of them lives here. So when he gets back, I'm going to meet with him. But I thought to myself, wow, that night when I hooked up with all those guys, there was like 4 of them. I thought it would have been nice to have a little bottle of tequila. You guys want a swig, boys? You know, or whiskey. I don't drink whiskey, but I would have, you know, I would have had some that night.
I had some whiskey from Israel
Really?
the other day. It was pretty good, actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. I'll stick with my bottle of beer.
Yeah, aroused is not the right way to put it, Gennaro. I am embarrassed to say that it's exciting. But what I will say is it makes you feel like you damn sure are alive. And when I got back to my hotel room and I laid down, there was one night I remember I laid down and I just went, I got things to do, I can't lay here. And I fell asleep and I woke up about 30 minutes later, it popped up, and I thought, I gotta get this shit done.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've felt like that alive for quite a long time.
Yeah.
You know, where I was like, you know, like your spider senses are are tingling and you're, well, you know, like I said, when I was running that one time with the guys that had the Molotov cocktails, I thought, Jesus, I ran. I didn't even really hurt. I didn't feel any pain. I felt like, you know, I didn't feel tired. I was like, yeah, this is what it's about. You know, getting into the mix and feeling alive. Yeah, it's a paper straw.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's recyclable too. You don't know it, but what they did was they got the toilet paper from the. They got the toilet papers from all the hotels, and they.
That's the shit I've been sticking.
They get the people, yeah, that they throw their toilet paper in the garbage, and then they put it all in a big thing, and they recycle it, and then they make paper straws out of it.
Drink ass juice. I feel like ass juice. Or crotch juice.
Oh, I think crotch. Did you ever see the Jackass movie where they put that guy Preston Lacey
On a bike.
on a rowing? What was it, a running machine?
And they drink his sweat.
And yeah, and Steve-O, they put him in they wrapped him in a suit, and he was sweating his ass off, and the sweat dripped down by his ass crack, and then
that was the
Steve-O was drinking his sweat. Oh my God!
Or they made him throw up, put it in a vitamin.
Oh, okay.
And then they blended it and then made it into an omelet.
Oh, I didn't remember that one.
Omelet.
You guys ever see the movie Heat?
No,
No, I'm just saying.
No.
that's nasty.
Like 400 years old, but yeah, okay.
Have you guys? I'm just curious to know. Have any of you guys been following what's going on in Hong Kong besides like watching the streams or listening to me talk about it? Have any of you guys been watching it on the news or on online somewhere? I'm curious to know because again,
Yeah.
are you serious?
That's serious.
They already need a cigarette. The stream is almost over. We got
Okay.
15 minutes left.
Okay.
Can you last 18 minutes?
We'll try.
See, that's the thing about cigarettes. You are beholden to the cigarettes.
Oh, and I'm totally okay with it.
I'm totally okay with being beholden to the cigarettes.
Can I tell you what my habit was that I replaced this with?
What?
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm just saying. There's a lot worse.
Johno, you know, you're on YouTube. There's like, you know, 88,000 people watching right
My
now.
parents are dead. That's the only two people I care about.
My kangaroo outlet, oh God.
It is amazing how many people do smoke here.
It's, you know what? In Hong Kong, it's worse.
Worse, huh?
I couldn't believe it. I mean, I would be walking down the street, and there were just one person after another person after another person after another, and they're all smoking. And I'm like, fuck me, I can't even breathe, man. You know, like some places I was like, I gotta get away. I gotta go out in the middle of the street. Yeah, Asians like to smoke.
And I gotta say, for those little paper masks, they wear them like they're gonna do anything.
Well, the black ones, they work.
Ones do. And the ones, the R90 or whatever,
They're 95, I think.
something like that. But
Well, they're meant for smog. They're not meant for tear gas. I mean,
no, I'm saying here.
but it's amazing. It's amazing.
5 thumbs down.
I don't know, and I don't care.
So that was right after I
There's
showed
people
up.
that hate me just because I'm me.
I
It's
just did
because
the 3rd thumbs up.
I've got 6 thumbs up on mine.
Oh, I only got 3.
Did you put
Hit
me down for
refresh.
thumbs down?
Hit refresh. Now I got 7, and whatever I'm down. I don't even care about it anymore. I don't give a shit about all you fucking trolls. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Like I said once.
You know, what I said was, eventually the streaming and all this other shit will come to an end. And some people will be happy and some people won't be. But, you know, like, for now, it's not. And, you know, if people don't have to like me. I don't give a shit if they like me or not. I can't control them. You know,
Oh, you got 9 thumbs up and 8 thumbs down.
goody. Goody.
There's
I
always the
take my thumbs
haters,
down
yeah.
off, man.
You know, I used to think, why do they hate me
Nothing
so
else
much?
better
And now
to-
I'm like, it's not so much that they hate
Going
me.
on in their lives.
Maybe they don't want to listen. Maybe they don't like my voice. Maybe they don't want to hear what I have to say. Maybe they think I'm an asshole. Maybe they're just a fucking cunt, you know, and they don't know any better than to automatically click thumbs down. It doesn't matter though, because it doesn't.
Like
know.
I said to Lori,
Turn it
Outside, I said-
down. Turn it down.
I said,
You can hear it?
Yes.
so
I just heard myself go. I heard myself go. It doesn't matter though.
like I said to Lori, I don't leave comments because I'll say something. I said something on a channel one time, and I said, "Oh, it's real nice you're finding 40 baht meals for us expats." I said, "But you know, the Thais I know will eat Thai food every day. First of all, I don't know enough about Thai food to go to a cart and go."
Yeah, to
This
eat
and
it
this.
every
That's
day.
number one. I don't want it. I don't eat Italian food every day. I don't eat any.
Right, exactly. Well, that isn't that
Every
what
day.
I say? I always say, listen, if I had to, I could get by on 100 baht a day on food. Okay, I probably would be hungry. I'd be hungry, but I would get tired of it, and I would wonder when am I going to have something different,
Right.
and I would be like, this sucks. And you know, that's the way it is for most Westerners. They're not going to say, hey, I'm going to spend $100 a month on food because I can eat cheap in Thailand, and I'm going to stay in this little shithole of an apartment that's $100 a month, and I'm only going to live here for $300 and $350 a month. I can live here great. Okay, go ahead, do it. You can do it if you're a young kid, and maybe you have some money coming in from mama and papa, and they're like, you know, making sure that, you know, like your visa's taken care of or whatever. You know, you got medical insurance and stuff like that. But once you get older and you got to do all that shit yourself, forget about it. And who wants to just survive?
Yeah, I didn't move here to try
I
to
didn't
cut
move
my
here to
costs,
survive.
Really, you know? I mean, I did, but... So, getting back to the comment, I said, yeah, it's really nice you do this. It was a famous YouTuber who writes back, well, go back to your own country and be your comfortable self. And I was like, dude, you just got to unsubscribe, man. That was not what I meant.
Right,
I just said, I need a cheeseburger once in a while, just like you might need Hungarian food if you're hungry.
Hey, I have to say, and I said this on one stream, I was sitting there, and I think this was the day after the whole, you know, the 1st of October. I think it was October 2nd. And I'm standing there, and I met these, like, 3 girls. I started talking to them, and they were young. They were like 18, 20, maybe 22. I talked to them, and they go, and they, okay, bye. I'm like, bye-bye. You know, they're all like waving. Okay, bye-bye. And then there was this guy and his girlfriend there. And the guy was like 29 and the girl was like 22 and she was embarrassed about it, right? But they were very nice and we started talking. And he goes, oh, you should sit down. Like, look, everybody's sitting down here. Nothing's going to happen right now. We'll know. And I said, yeah. Ah, yeah, whatever. But then I got to get up. So, you know, if I sit down, I got to get up. So finally I went, oh, fuck it. I'm exhausted. I'm going to sit down. So I sat down. And this guy and his girlfriend, you know, she's probably a Hong Kong girl. They walk by and he's got a bag of double cheeseburgers from McDonald's, and he's got like they've got like granola bars and Cliff bars and stuff. And he's like, you know, here, man, here, you might need this. You look like you're a little bit tired. He gives me a big double cheeseburger, gives me a Cliff bar, gives me a granola. He goes, here, man, and then he goes to another person with, you know, a photographer. Here you go, buddy, have one. And he's like, oh wow. And man, I ate that cheeseburger and I was like, this is the best fucking cheeseburger.
Michelin-starred cheeseburger. So what I was saying to Lori outside, I stopped making comments even on Scott's channel. I just don't need
The aggravation.
sitting over in Kansas behind a thing, living
Or wherever the fuck they are. They might be in Thailand.
It could be. And I said to Lori, I said, I won't say anything online that I would not say if you're sitting here.
Right.
For fear of a punch in the face.
Well, it's not even for fear of a punch in the face. I mean, that's one thing. I mean, like, if what I always say is if the guy was like 6'9", 350 pounds, and he's all muscle, if it's The Rock and The Rock is like, I'm in a bad mood today, are you going to walk up and go, I think that what you said, you're a cunt?
Yeah.
Are you going to say that to him? Because he's probably going to smash your face. But the thing is you might be thinking, oh, I'm protected. Legally, I'm protected. He's not going to hit me. And then the guy, body slams you. And you're like, what'd you do that for? Because you deserved it, you prick. And that's how it used to be. And that's not how it is anymore. And that's why people feel they can say whatever the fuck they want. And, listen, I say things too, but like, I try to be reasonable about it. And, you're always going to have people that don't like you. So that's why I just said, listen, I've gone through phases. And it's taken me a long time. And now I'm at the phase, especially when I was over there, and I'm running around and there's fucking, tear gas being shot in my direction, and, I'm having a hard time breathing or whatever because I don't have a mask on. I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck does what they think matter? It doesn't matter one bit.
I got a question from one of my fans here.
Most people, other people think doesn't ever matter to somebody else. Yeah, I saw that. I was going to tell you that. It's isn't it MTR?
MRT.
It's MRT. It's MTR is in Hong Kong.
Yeah. I live a 3-minute walk from a station by design from BTS. I know the BTS line. As soon as I get over to the MRT, it's foreign to me still.
Oh, really?
It is. It's more complicated.
Yeah, it's not all that hard though.
Oh, I know.
It's pretty easy.
No, it's just because you're not
that familiar with it.
Little
In fact,
areas.
when we went to the night train market, we had our tokens. I didn't know Rabbit doesn't work with MRT.
Rabbit works with BTS.
Only.
Yeah. Which
And
does,
the bus, yeah?
I don't know, but no, I don't think it works with the bus.
No.
I could be wrong, but I don't take the bus all that much. Usually I just get in and I give them 10 baht or whatever,
Right.
and take a straight shot to the MRT because I know that, it's 10 baht versus say 150, and I'm just like, fuck it, what am I going to, I'll get a nice air-conditioned bus for 10 baht.
Right.
And then,
I took a motorbike taxi from my place to here, and the guy was going to charge me 100 baht. And I looked at him and I said, 100? And he was like telling me the route again, and I said, yeah. I said 100, and he says, oh, okay, 40. I said,
you know what you
"Okay,
do?
40."
You just hand them 100 baht, and you just stand there and you wait, and you go.
I don't even
And
bother
most of them will,
asking anymore how
and
much
most of
it's
them
gonna
will
cost.
know if you give them 100 baht that you want change, and then they're a lot of them will be like, well, I'm not going to give her like 20 baht back because if she knows it's only 40 baht, she's going to be like, where's the rest of my money? So they don't want to have to go, oh. So like.
I notice if you don't ask right when you get picked up how
Oh,
much it's
no, you
going to
gotta
cost.
ask.
No, but if you don't ask, it's cheaper versus
Not
when
that
you
much.
get.
Well, if you
there.
ask, then they think you don't know.
Right.
So then if you don't know, they figure they can,
Okay, logical.
right.
Well, when I was with the first couple that wanted to go to a go-go bar, she said, oh, we were going to Soy Cowboy. For those of you that don't know, it's about a 12-minute walk. She didn't want to walk in heels, and I understand it. She goes, I want to take a tuk-tuk, I'll pay. I said, all right. I want 500 baht. I said,
See, that's why you don't take a tuk-tuk.
that's
Now
why-
they're the worst.
They are. And I go to him, I go, and I wouldn't say he was a small guy. I knew I could have snapped his neck. He goes, I go, fuck you. Just like that. Come on. That's 100 baht all day long.
It's not even 100 baht if it's a 12-minute walk.
And she's like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to pay. I go, no.
It does matter. It does matter. You're paying $12 for a 2-minute ride.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So the guy that
Or
just
14
came
bucks.
Off, the guy that just came off the thing, as I'm talking to him, he touches me on the shoulder. He goes, watch this guy. I go, get out of here. Are you kidding me?
yeah. Well, there are people. I mean,
That will pay it.
that will pay it, and I've seen
500.
like tuk-tuk drivers standing there, like showing some guy their price list, and it's an old man and a woman, and I think, should I say something? And I used to think, should I say something? And I'm like, you know what? The guy's out to make a buck, and it's on them to be smart enough. And unless he's, harming them physically, then, and even then, what are you really going to get involved in it for? There's no reason to.
You're going to be the GOAT and you're going to be the hero for one of the.
Well, yeah, you can't win. That's what it is. You're in a no-win
you walk away,
situation.
you got one guy that's somewhat happy with you and another guy that's ready.
Lori's jonesing for a cigarette, aren't you?
I'm ready for a cigarette.
Well, go have a cigarette and come back in, and then I'll end the stream.
Which night train market? The
Rodfire?
Yeah.
Roadfy.
Yeah, I like that. That's a nice spot.
Roadfy is.
What did you
Train.
think of the food stalls there, though?
I don't eat that much when I go there. I go to a sit down. I'm one of those guys I have to sit down with. Like, call me an American or Canadian, doesn't matter. But
I think I'm going to become New Zealand in some of the places where I go. I don't want to be the American.
The food wasn't that good, I think.
I didn't think so either. But
It was just more
And how many
than-
times do you get to say that here in Thailand?
Yeah, not very.
Not very many.
no, but
Go take your cigarette break and go do what you got to do, and then I'll end the stream.
yes, Daddy, I'll go smoke now.
Well, I mean, I know you guys are jonesing. You're sitting over here like Lori's over there twitching. She's like, I really want to go out and get that. I want that cigarette.
I saw one twist. Whoops.
Oh well, whatever. I don't care. Doesn't matter at this point. I could tell they were jonesing for a cigarette. Well, hopefully the audio was better today. Hopefully. I'd like to get the what do you call them? The Wi-Fi, the Rode. I forget what it's called. The Rode. It's like a Wi-Fi thing. You can have like 2 mics or more. You get 2 sets. You got 4 mics, all Wi-Fi. That would be beneficial, like running around. You got the Wi-Fi hooked up, and you're the only one talking. That would be good, but. Oh yeah, it is actually. Move it over. She didn't understand that I kept hearing myself talk back. I would say something and then I would hear it. I would say something and then. Anyway. It's been a peaceful Sunday, relatively peaceful Sunday. Take the boat back home. Maybe go watch my kid play guitar. Tomorrow, Lori and I are going to go shoot Klong Tui. Don't know if I'll stream. Wasn't planning on it, but yeah, who knows? Depends how I feel. We're gonna go really early to Klong Tui Market and then go to the slum. And then from that point on, I don't know. It's all about what's happening next. Where am I going? What can I shoot? Am I gonna make any money from the photos? What's the deal? Need to shave. Beard's getting a bit thick, scruffy. I got white all in my beard now. Pretty soon I'll have the Kenny Rogers thing going on. All white beard. Shit. Let's see how long it takes him this time. Ooh, only 10% left. I gotta change my battery on my phone too, because it's down to like 84%. I don't know. You got me. Let's see if I can do this. That's pretty cool, that one. Let me see here. All right. So let's just wait for them to come back and we'll call it a day. Thank you to all the Patreon patrons. Thank you to all the people who've been contributing. Thank you to the people who've been watching. Thank you to all the people who have not been cunts. That was my main camera. All right, man, take it easy. Talk to you later. But there are a few things that I am still planning on doing, which is I'm selling some of my gear because I want to raise some more money up, and I want to keep going here. And it's going to take me a few months to get to the point where I'm making some decent money from my photography. That's how it works. Maybe I'll get lucky, you know, who knows, maybe I sold 20 shots to 3 different places. I don't know. I won't know for a little while, but I have to just keep more new stuff going in the system, and preferably stuff that's time sensitive, so that, you know, people need it. You know they need it right away. So. All in good time. You got great cakes here. Great cake. The food is really good here. I like this place. It's really good, but it is expensive. So. Although the coffee, the espresso was 80 baht. 80 baht for a single espresso, which I think is the same as in Starbucks. I don't know if everybody saw, but Starbucks is owned by Maxim's Group in Hong Kong. All the chains are owned by Maxim's Group. And that's a Chinese company, mainland Chinese company. So the Starbucks, anytime that the protesters went out, the Starbucks got vandalized. It would say China Nazi or fuck China or whatever. Well, yeah, I agree, Gennaro, but I need to, you know, I need to get myself going to where the photographs are earning more and video are earning more. What? They've got that glow again. Oh, she kicks the. She kicks
for another 15 minutes.
They were just talking. Gennaro was just talking about how photography is better than being Dr. Malin for chowderheads, and I agree 100%. You know, I can be a little bit social, but a lot of times I like to. But you know, I like to be doing my own thing. You and the freaking wet wipes. I mean, they saved me. They saved me that day. I will say they did save me. They saved me from a long walk or a seat on the
Or
a seat on the.
pants.
Well, yeah, but I mean that would have been not good if it was like a mess and I didn't have any, and I'd have to walk back. I'd have I would have had to walk back
Fix your muscles.
to the whole.
To get the shit in from-
Lori, this is a woman we're talking to. Lori's like one of the boys sometimes. Well, Gennaro, I want to go back. Most definitely, I want to go back. I want to see, though, what happens in the next couple of days, because who knows what's going to happen. You know, hopefully something positive, but I just don't see how it's going to get better before it gets worse. And then I want to take a look at some other spots. I've got a couple apps now that I didn't know about before I went, that tell you like where all the hot spots are in the world, like where are the protests, where are there conflicts, where is there starvation, where is the so I've got a couple more apps now that say that. And actually, I don't know if you know, but in Hong Kong, Apple, their app, this app called the Hong Kong Map Live, it got pulled off of Apple. The app they weren't allowing people the company to sell it because they said it was illegal because they were giving police information or something like that. And so then they contested it and they won. So now the app is back available again, but it's all in Chinese. But what it does is it tells you where are the police at this moment, where are the hot spots. It tells you everything. So really useful for some people, you know.
The first GPS program, they could have made it accurate to like a half a meter, and the U.S. government said, "Oh, hell no, that's it, I don't know."
Well, it is now.
Well, it is now, but they were worried about guided missile type, and you know, that's you know, I mean, I'm glad somebody thought about that.
Yeah, well, if they want to get you, they're going to get you. And guess what? Once you're done, you're done. That's the way I look at it.
A not too intelligent friend of mine said, you know, I was searching for something and all this stuff started coming up on Facebook about this. Coming up about, you know, she was looking at a piece of art. And she said, I didn't search on Facebook. And I said, do you still believe that the internet is free? She said, well, I don't want them to know what I'm doing. I go, then throw your phone away, get a landline. Don't do anything on there.
Well, even on a landline.
Exactly.
But what you need to do apparently is you need to get a brand new computer and you don't ever go online with
exactly.
it. That's how you stay.
Exactly.
You know.
Even when you're in incognito.
Yeah, they still know. If they want to know, they're going to know. And this is why, like, you know, it's like somebody said to me, aren't you worried about getting hit by a brick? Aren't you worried about getting killed? Or of course I am, but I'm worried about like going out and like
getting hit by a motorbike
you know, like getting on a motorbike and some guy just, you know, he's looking at his phone while he's driving and you don't see him doing it, and the next thing you know, you get hit by a car, or you walk outside and you are daydreaming and you step in front of a motorcycle and get run over, and your life is never the same. I mean, all that shit can happen.
I remember reading an interview with David Letterman in early 90s, and he was totally against cable TV. And his argument in a nutshell was, well, originally cable TV was supposed to be commercial free. It was supposed to be sponsored by your payment and blah, blah. And he said, if you want to see what cable TV will look like in 25 years, go look at your TV right now. And it was a bit of a prophet there that he said. And,
all right, Gennaro, you take it easy.
Take care, bud.
Take it easy, Gennaro. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, kangaroo. The kangaroo.
Well,
yeah. Well, anyway, that's, you know, it's like you anywhere you go, pretty much, you're on camera.
Yeah.
And you know,
just like
what are you going to do about it? You know,
facial recognition they're starting at the airport. Hey, I got nothing to hide. If you catch one guy,
Beyond Trinity
ah,
shows up right at the end of the stream. He just wants this little piece of Lori. He doesn't want. He's smart. He doesn't want to have to
hold on.
engage and keep her enthralled for 2 hours.
Here we go.
All right, go ahead. Just pin it on her.
I don't know her that well, thank you, my friend.
Oh, she won't mind. As long as you don't, like, you know, try to cop a free feel.
See, he just doesn't get
The dry humor. I get it. It's just like, all I can do is roll my eyes. We're all doing well. Lori's trying to get a little, she doesn't want to put it on her. She wants Johno to have some of the action as well. Take some of the pressure off of her. You can say hello to Beyond Trinity.
Hello, Beyond Trinity.
Do you miss him? Did you miss him? Does he miss you?
my dinner lunch. What? You didn't even see it.
I know. Thank you.
Chicken feet.
Lori won't give herself food poisoning this time around.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, well, we had the salad, huh? The papaya salad at Kong Tui.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The crab.
Oh, yeah. You got sick? Oh, you had stomach?
Yeah,
oh,
I think
yeah.
so.
Yeah. I don't.
It was
I only
warm.
wanna eat that stuff when I'm in the mood for it. I don't usually eat somtam or tom yum goong or any of that stuff. I don't eat it unless I'm really in the mood for it, and I'm not in the mood for it very often.
Oh, I like it.
I just.
But I like it cold. I don't like it.
In the danger zone?
Yeah, especially with
108
raw
to
crab.
130.
It has a funky.
Yeah, that's what you have to watch. Cross-contamination.
Remember her stomach, stuff when she got home. Her coworkers gave her, what? Gave her stuff for her stomach when she got home. Well, Lori gave me something for when I have problems with my stomach or when I don't,
No.
and the toilet is being used.
Sure.
You put a couple of drops in there before you
Sure.
do your business, and then next thing you know,
It's
no
like-
smell.
Poof.
I gotta
Smells like
sneeze.
roses. Yeah.
I remember that stream.
What?
Show
you had the
the-
drops.
show your little drops.
That's the stuff.
Yeah. I can't see it. There you go.
One drop.
One drop.
You put one drop, actually two, if you got funkier smelling poo.
It was invented by a guy in Japan.
That figures.
I'll wait till we get the Chinese.
What are the odds we get Lori to read to us out from the poo book?
Slim?
The odds are yeah.
I don't know.
Where is it? Did you
It's
bring
at
it?
home.
Oh.
I don't bring it around with me. I don't like carry that book around with me.
I would gladly read it.
I
I'll
mean,
even read the landscape packaging.
I'm going to stick your arm out a minute. You know what that's about?
manscaping.
Landscaping.
Manscaping shorts saved my package on this trip. And like I've said, I am contemplating going back. I'll know in the next few days, hopefully. Depends on the price of the tickets of Air Asia. Also, they have some that are like 19, well, they're about 1,900 baht to 2,000 baht. And actually, the ones from Hong Kong to Bangkok are cheaper too. They were anywhere from 4,000 to like 9,000 baht one way from Hong Kong to Bangkok. But now they're down to about 2,000-3,000.
You had an open plane, too.
Huh? Well, on the way over, on the way back, I didn't. Although I did have a chair, I didn't have anybody sitting next to me. which was cool. But the plane was not empty; it was fairly full. So, yeah. So anyway, what else do we got here? Beyond Trinity, you want to say anything to the lovely Lori?
You guys want to be alone?
I go from dodging tear gas canisters to
Dodging like
dodging those hilarious jokes, and Lori with the poo drops, and reading from the poo. Yeah, I want to be alone with Lori. Johno and Scott, please leave.
we get it.
I don't know, where am I going to go? I got nowhere to go. I kind of liked living in the hotel there, even though that room was just a fucking, that thing was so small. It was 2 single beds, and there was about,
About a foot.
and there was about this much it was about a foot in between.
You had to go outside to change your mind.
I tell you what, I tried putting everything on one bed, and then I was like, shit, there's not enough room. I gotta put some on the other bed, and I was like, I don't have enough room in this. And then there was only like 2 feet in front of the beds, and then there was the door, and then there was the bathroom.
The
room was really small.
The decor looked like a bathroom.
Yeah, well, people were asking me if I was
You
sitting
were
on the
in
toilet.
You were in the
Now there is another place.
Didn't it with the tile?
There's another place that my buddy told me about, and it's right down the street. And I was thinking about if I go back, maybe I'll stay there. And it's like $1 more a night, but it's a much nicer room. Not that it really bothered me. I don't give a shit. It was a clean room. It's $25 a night. In Hong Kong, that's pretty good, But what are you gonna do? I would have stayed in a freaking bathtub. I would have slept in the bathtub if I had to. Really. Anyway, Lori, you got anything you want to say to your buddy there? Is that a no?
What you told me you were gonna tell.
Go on.
You're blushing.
She's like purple right now. It's over, Beyond Trinity. It's Johno and Lori now. They got a thing going on.
She said she wants to go to Soy Cowboy tonight.
Mr., Mrs. Shimamura. Wait a minute, it's supposed to be Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Oh, God. She wants to go to...
No, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On her last
You know
trip,
what?
I
The
was
only
there.
reason to go there is if you're going to go get a piece of ass.
It's just.
And you're going to get a little bit drunk. That's the only reason to go there.
It's just.
I should take you
To the river.
No, I should take you to in Ceylon.
You missed that.
At the club that I had gone to with
Oh, the gay one?
my gay friend. They had a live sex show
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
on stage.
I've had a couple myself. No viewers, but we did it live.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that.
I've had it. I've had those a few thousand times.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll let that one go.
Yeah, let's let that one go. I think we've had enough, don't you?
Yeah, more than that.
Have we had enough of Johno's bad jokes and dry humor? He wasn't that bad today. He was. I wouldn't say he was on fire, but he was. He didn't get the hook. He didn't get the hook.
That was those 5 thumb down.
Oh, is that what it was? It was probably like 80 thumbs down now. Not that I give a shit.
Well, it's good to have enemies because it means you stood up for something.
In Mexico, there's a show like that with a donkey. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Except the donkey went for the wrong hole. And then she sounded like a donkey. What are you doing, Lori?
Refreshing it.
She wants a picture of Beyond Trinity. She wants a naked photo.
Well, I don't even know what it looks like.
That's a joke.
The mystery's still there for
The
you.
mystery's still there.
What do you like? Why did you give me that look? What look?
What look? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys,
All right.
maybe we'll stream tomorrow from Kong Tui. I don't know. Depends how I feel. Maybe not. But yeah.